If you're tired of posting on Instagram Reels just to have your videos flop, or maybe you're seeing your competitors post, you think your posts are better, but they're getting more views than you, well, you're in the right place, because by the end of this video, you're gonna know everything you need to do to skyrocket the reach you're getting on YouTube right now. In fact, you're gonna know when to post, what hashtags to use, and even I'm gonna share with you at the end of this video a checklist to guarantee that you get more views on Instagram the next time you post. In fact, this creator just implemented the tips I'm gonna share with you and was able to gain over 300,000 followers in just 30 days. And this creator was able to gain over 400,000. And the same thing can happen to you so long as you implement these tips. Step number one is you should only be recreating posts that you've seen actually do well on Instagram, because the number one thing holding you back right now is your ego. You want to be the person that comes up with a trend, or you want to come up with a new idea, and that's almost impossible on Instagram right now, because the way the Instagram algorithm works right now is they push more of the same content. So if somebody watches a video on a certain topic, or with a certain hook, or in a certain format, guess what they see? They see more posts just like that. It's the same way that TikTok works, and it's the same way that YouTube works, and now Instagram is adopting it. You can skyrocket your views if you're early to get on this and recognize this, because once everybody recognizes this, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna change the algorithm again, and you're gonna be back watching a video like this trying to increase your views. So you need to make sure that you take advantage of this right now. So what you wanna do, instead of just coming up with ideas for your Instagram posts, you want to scroll on Instagram. You want to interact with posts that are in your niche. You wanna follow them. You want to share them, you want to comment on them, you want to save them, and it is going to change the type of content you see on Instagram. Or you could just do a search for something on Instagram related to your niche. You're going to see a For You page pop up, and if you click into one of those reels and start scrolling, all you're going to see is content related to your niche. So you need to be doing this in order to find ideas. What you want to come up with is a list of 5 to 10 ideas, and ideally, all of these ideas should have gotten a small account like yours a lot of views. You don't want to look at creators that have 1 million followers or 500,000 followers or even 10 million followers in order to see what they're doing right, because that is going to be skewed based on how many followers they have, because those people get a base number of views based on their followers. So instead, you want to be looking for people getting way more views than they have followers, and those are the posts that you should be recreating. And what you want to do with those posts is put them in a note, and you want to study them. What hashtags did they use? What time did they post them? What did their description look like? What did their hook look like? How quickly did they change the first scene? I bet it was in the first 2 seconds, because that's what's working best on Instagram right now. But ideally, what you need to make sure that you're keeping track of is exactly what they're doing in your posts, so you can do that same exact thing and take advantage of the momentum that they gotten. But in addition to that, you need to make sure that you're posting at the right time, using the right hashtags, and you need to make sure you're using the checklist I'm going to share with you towards the end of this video. But first, I need you to smash that subscribe button. If you're going to grow quicker on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, I literally quit my job working for Gary Vee to help you grow quicker on Instagram. In fact, I can guarantee that I help you grow quicker on Instagram. And I created a free Instagram growth course you could get at the pinned comment below. It's going to teach you how to edit your videos. It's even going to share with you a bunch of different viral reels that are working right now that you can use. So what are you waiting for? It's literally 100% free. Just go to that pinned comment below and register. So when it comes to the times that you're posting on Instagram, you should not be posting when your followers are actually online. Instead, you need to be posting in these 3 time slots. The first one is from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. The second from 3 to 4 p.m. And then finally from 7 to 9 p.m. Now remember, the more frequently you post on Instagram, the more followers you're gonna get. Instagram has literally come out and said that creators that post more often get more followers. And that's because 95% of your followers are gonna come from 5% of your posts. So what do you need to do? Get more posts out, which increases the odds you end up going viral, and that's where you're gonna gain all your followers. Because here's the deal, creators that are big on Instagram understand this. It took one post to hit 10,000 followers, or one post to hit 50,000 followers. In fact, I helped this creator get over 70,000 followers on Instagram, and literally 50,000 of those followers came from a single post. But he had to post enough times in order to get that single post to happen, and you need to do the same exact thing with your content. But more importantly, you need to make sure that you're not using banned hashtags on Instagram, because if you are using banned hashtags, you're not gonna get any reach. Now, the easiest way to see whether or not you're using banned hashtags is coming up to this website right here. It's going to be metahashtags.com/banned-hashtags. And what you do here is type in a list of different hashtags you were going to use. For example, make money online, hashtag affiliate marketing, hashtag get rich quick. And then if we click here and click check and clean, you're going to see that one of these hashtags was banned. And it basically has a description here that tells you exactly what banned hashtags are, but essentially they've been flagged or reported by the Instagram community for different reasons, and it decreases the odds that your post is going to get reached. So then what you could do is say, okay, I can't use this hashtag, I can use these, so let's type in these down here and see what other hashtags we can use. And this is going to generate a bunch of different hashtags for you, and we should have only put one in here, but if we then put affiliate marketing, could generate hashtags, it is going to show us a bunch of other hashtags, how many posts were made under it, how many posts they get per hour, the average number of likes, the lowest likes, and the average number of comments, which is going to help you determine exactly which hashtags you should be using in your content. And when it comes to how many hashtags you should be using, there are 3 different strategies. And ideally what you should be using is using one strategy per post for the next 7 days, be able to determine which strategy got you the most views, and then I would only use that strategy for the next 2 weeks, and then I would test again. The first strategy is going to be 9 to 10 hashtags. The second is going to be 13 to 15 hashtags, and then finally 4 to 5 hashtags. Now that 4 to 5 hashtag strategy does help the most small accounts on Instagram go viral, but again, you want to make sure that you're testing it for your specific niche, and please do not make these 3 mistakes when it comes to your hashtags. 1, never put your hashtags in your comments. 2, never use irrelevant hashtags. And 3, you should never be using small hashtags. If you use small hashtags, they're not going to help Instagram find an audience for your content. And a lot of people actually follow hashtags. And that's how they get suggested content. So if you could find the hashtags that people are following, guess what? It's going to increase the odds that you get more views on Instagram. Which brings me to by far the most important part of this video, which is I'm going to share with you the 3 metrics that Instagram actually cares about, because it's not likes and it's not anything like that. And then I'm also going to share with you the checklist that I promised you earlier in the video that is going to help you go viral in your next post on Instagram, so long as you use this checklist. Now, the first thing that you need to be paying attention to is how many shares you're getting on your post, because more shares equal more views. In fact, 1 share on Instagram right now equals 400 views, so you need to make sure you get more shares. Second thing you need to make sure that you get more of are replays. If somebody replays your content, that means that they watched it again. And the easiest way for you to do this is to implement 2 hacks. 1, make your content shorter than it needs to be. 2, you need to loop your content or write a really good description. In fact, what I want you to do is the next time you're near somebody that's on Instagram, and do this without looking like a creep, I want you to actually look over their shoulder and see how they interact with Instagram. I bet you're gonna find a few things. 1, they don't have the sound on, and 2, I bet they spend a lot more time reading descriptions than you'd think. And this is going to change the way that you write descriptions on Instagram, because it's going to get you to take them a lot more seriously, because you're going to understand how important they are for actually getting views. Which brings me to the third thing you need to be focused on, which is your average view duration, aka your audience retention. You need to be looking at your audience retention graph on Instagram to be able to determine why somebody didn't watch your video. Because if we go back to step 1, you should have chosen a good content idea. The only reason it's not going to work is because you didn't execute on it correctly, aka your hook was off, your pacing was off, or maybe your video was too long. And you'll be able to solve all 3 of these things by looking at the audience retention graph to see where people left the video. Now here's that checklist that I promised you. You could literally just scroll back in this video or pause it and type all these things down, but essentially you need to make sure that you're using this checklist, because if you're not, 1, you're gonna get less views than you expected, or 2, your content's very unlikely to actually improve over time. The first thing we need to make note of here is the idea phase. Did you research a topic? Has somebody else posted a video like that? If not, like I shared with you earlier, you need to find a new topic. On top of that, you need to take into consideration what length is the video, what format is it, and what is the pacing, aka how many words do they say in the first 10 seconds, or how many clip changes do they have in the first 10 seconds, because those 2 things make a massive difference. It might seem like something simple, but again, go listen to your favorite music. Listen to it at 2x speed and then half the speed. It doesn't sound anywhere near as good. Content is the same exact way. On top of that, you need to make sure that you're paying attention to the hook that they're using. Was it a visual hook? Was it text on the screen? Or was it all 3 of them? In addition to that, what you want to make sure that you're doing is this post-production checklist. Does your video have a hook? Is your description engaging and similar to what others use for this topic? Does your video need a trending sound? Is there any part of the video that could be eliminated and it still makes sense? If yes, get rid of that part. Do you ramp ramble off at any part in the video? Is there a call to action? Is the post at least as good as your competitors, or ideally it should be better? Or should you just remix or stitch a competitor's video because they actually did a better job? And then after uploading, you want to make note of all these different things. First, 99% of your views are going to come after the first 24 hours of uploading a piece of content. So don't judge your content in 5 minutes, 30 minutes, even a day. You can't judge it because you might get a delayed explosion. On top of that, you need to pay attention to the watch time and audience retention. How can you improve that next time? Who is interested in this? Was it followers or non-followers? Can you double down on this topic and make another video on it? Or just overall, what can you improve next time? The idea, the hook, the call to action, the script and storytelling, or the editing, and how are you going to improve it? If you're not doing this every single time you post on Instagram, it's why you're failing to get the views your competitors are getting. And since you're still watching this video, I know that you understand how big of an opportunity there is right now to get more followers on Instagram and ultimately to be able to monetize your Instagram. And I personally want to help you be able to do that. In fact, I want to look at your account and tell you everything I would do differently, tell you what I would post differently, what time I would post, even what hashtags you should use, or how to edit your content differently to guarantee that you get more followers on Instagram in the next 30 days. If that sounds interesting and you want to work with me personally, well, please keep watching this video because I've got a special offer for you. The opportunity to grow on Instagram and this organic reach we're currently seeing are not going to last forever. And there are two things holding you back from seeing the growth like the creators that I share with you in this video. The first one is that you haven't implemented the tips that I just shared with you. And the second is that you haven't gotten into my Instagram mentorship program yet. That's literally going to guarantee that I help you get more followers on Instagram in the next 30 days, or you get your money back, 0 questions asked. In fact, the average person that's gone through this program in the last 30 days has gained over 25,000 followers, and nobody has ever gone through it and gained less than 1,000 followers if they implement every piece of advice that I share with them. Now, since you're still watching this video, I'm gonna assume you're probably above average. So the odds of you gaining over 25,000 followers are probably quite high. And if you want results like that, go to the link in the description below right now and sign up because there are limited spots available. I'm gonna be telling you exactly what to post, when to post, what hashtags to use. I'm gonna send you new post ideas and I'm gonna critique your content to guarantee that you get more growth on Instagram in the next 30 days. It doesn't matter what your niche is or what your background is. This program is gonna help you get followers more easily and quicker so that you don't have to spend endless hours trying to figure out the things that I already know about exactly how to grow your account. In fact, I just helped this creator in the program and they gained over 100,000 followers in just 30 days. I helped this creator, they gained over 150,000, and this creator over 200,000 followers. If you want results like that and I want you to be my next success story, go to the link in the description below and sign up right now, because every single day that you wait, it's only gonna get harder to grow on Instagram. It is easier than ever to grow right now, but you need to take advantage of this opportunity. And what's better than an opportunity where you're literally gonna grow on Instagram or get your money back, 0 questions asked. Again, there are limited spots, so go to the link in the description below and sign up right now. Otherwise, I strongly suggest you check out the next 2 videos I put up on the screen because they're the videos YouTube thinks you should watch next. Thank you so much for watching.